This video is brought to you by Mubi, a curated online cinema streaming exceptional films from around the globe. Get 1 month free at mubi.com/thediscardedimage.
Romantic comedies. They warm our hearts, they make us cry, and they feature Matthew McConaughey. In rom-coms, relationships are filled to the brim with epic romantic gestures, dramatic misunderstandings, and impossibly attractive people with no real problems. This world is filled with magical coincidences, almost as if it's been specifically designed for these people to come together. And when a woman eventually finds the one, she'll look a lot like this. Because 9 times out of 10, she'll fall in love with Matthew McConaughey. But the most important thing to note about romantic comedies is that they peddle us filthy, unrealistic lies about romance and happy endings.
Bonita Aurelia, devo vir aqui para te pedir para...
In reality, or more realistic movies, relationships are often complicated, icky, and filled with conversations about feelings and healthy boundaries. The conflict in real-life relationships tends to be complex, filled with microaggressions and arguments over the washing up, which aren't really about the washing up.
Not getting this, Gary. Okay, it's not about the lemons, it's not about the flowers, it's not about the dishes.
They do work, it's normally because two people support each other through the mundanity of day-to-day life, giving mild relief to the despair of existence until they are both cold and dead. But that's not exactly scintillating to watch. Rom-coms stick to a tried and tested formula with both a comforting and mathematical predictability, making them the perfect form of escapism. When you add up all the parts of the rom-com equation, the final sum should always be everlasting love. The first part of this carefully constructed formula is the cute meeting, or as it's scientifically known in Hollywood, a meet cute. This is the scene in the film where our two future lovers meet for the first time, but in a cute way.
Hey, what's up?
Maybe you both want the same pair of incredibly boring gloves.
Whoa, I'm sorry.
Or you bond over depressing indie bands.
I love the Smiths.
Sorry?
The Shins. I love the Smiths.
Perhaps you are just really clumsy.
Guess what? What's my penny?
And your dyspraxic ways lead you to... the one.
You dumb, stubborn redneck hick!
Sometimes the meet cute isn't cute at all. Sometimes it's a meet hate. But you only hate each other because secretly you want to do the horizontal fandango. In reality, it's actually very rare to hate someone so much you fancy them. Unless, of course... Odds are you don't meet at all. You just kind of stare at each other on public transport, not quite building up the courage to have a conversation. Unless you're a young, nubile Ethan Hawke, because you just know he's gonna hit that. In the rom-com world, you're a journalist writing a story on your future lover.
I'm giving you an assignment.
About what?
I want to write about things that matter.
Art director of GQ magazine. This is the big leagues.
I'm a writer.
Right.
I am a journalist. I'm doing an article.
I am a journalist. I work at the news.
I am Jenna Rink, big time magazine editor. I'm a tough bitch.
Journalism is the most oversaturated job market going. In fact, in the highest grossing romantic comedies over the last 50 years, it has been the most popular occupation for both male and female protagonists. The second top vocation for men was an architect. Whilst for women, it's a personal assistant. There's nothing wrong with being a PA, but overall women have tended to have less high-flying jobs than their male counterparts.
You have this kind of problem? Yeah, of course you did, you saucy minx.
So if you're a woman in a rom-com, then your career is not as important to you as finding the one. The one! The one.
I know Kung Fu.
Unless, of course, you're a journalist, where your career will lead you to find the one. This sadly means that if you're, say, an accountant, you are undeserving of love and destined to die alone. You are also probably the best friend character, and therefore a sexless pillar of support. Or a super freak.
Nice, firm buttocks.
Rom-com friends have absolutely no sense of boundaries though. And your love life is their love life, because they don't have a love life of their own.
I'm not gonna do that tonight.
Why? Their dicks probably look like cannolis.
No, it's okay.
Also, your best friend is Judy Greer.
Mary, you haven't been on a date in 2 years.
You smile and you say vodka soda.
You're thin, you're hot, you can get any guy you want.
The one thing all your rom-com friends have in common is that they see what you cannot.
Come on.
You are a trash person who is flawed and needs fixing. An important part of the rom-com maths equation is that you should be in total denial about your flaw. You think your life is tickety-boo. You are definitely not too promiscuous or too work-focused.
I'm sorry.
Don't even think about fixing yourself, you weirdo! Because romantic comedies love to perpetuate the myth that all you need to fix your emotional issues is the love of a good man or good woman, but normally a man, preferably Matthew McConaughey.
Your Honor?
Occasionally, James Marsden will do.
I do. I think you deserve to be taken care of, for a change. I believe that.
We all know that emotional issues can be fixed with junk food, friends, and binge-watching peak television.
Yeah, huh? That was a pretty Freaky Friday moment we had back there.
But forget about that, because we're finally here! Hooray! If all went according to plan, you're now dating the object of your affection. The Sally to your Harry, the Sandy to your Danny, the farmer in Babe to the pig in Babe. And you will be doing many, many quirky things. All the things that in real life you plan on doing when you first start dating, but which usually get pushed aside in favour of sitting down a lot. You may also take part in activities that are very inconsiderate to retail staff, and racially iffy too.
There's a Chinese family in our bathroom.
How does he know they're Chinese? And next up, when you finally do the horizontal fandango, it is just absolute dynamite. Don't forget to renew that house insurance though. And if you're a woman, then you love nothing more than having sex in a bra or tank top. As you get closer, one of you will reveal that you have some baggage. Like maybe you have a dead parent, dead best friend, or you are just dead. But it'll only make you seem sexy and vulnerable, rather than your partner being like, too much information? However, if you are playing rom-com on journalist mode,
Assignment, things that matter.
then the object of your affection is probably becoming more than a story at this point. And you may start to find yourself, ruh-roh, in love with them. But ruh-roh, no time to ponder that, as it's time for a big dramatic falling out.
Fuck you!
The obstacle. So despite the fact you previously seemed like a functional grown-up, you will now lose all sense of reason and decide that you are better off apart. This will often be caused by something dumb, which could be resolved in about 5 seconds if you actually stop to talk about it. For dramatic plot reasons, this obstacle will be presented as some kind of insurmountable challenge, which you cannot get over. They might be too famous for your foppish English ways.
I live in Notting Hill, you live in Beverly Hills. Everyone in the world knows who you are. My mother has trouble remembering my name.
Or you are too firmly planted in the friend zone.
I'm difficult.
Challenge.
I'm too structured. I'm completely closed off.
But in a good way.
Or maybe you're secretly a maid in Manhattan, and they do not date the help, the dumb help. And if you're a journalist, which you almost certainly are, your story derails things.
You know what? You did your job, though, Andy. You weren't
In real life, we all know the way to deal with an argument in a relationship is with passive aggressiveness. But I'm afraid that'll never go mainstream. So in rom-com world, it's time for...
What?
The revelation!
Nothing.
Ah yes, the final piece of our rom-com maths equation, where you realise that this person is your one true bae, and you must win them back. But you must do it quickly, really quickly. The only way to fix this earth-shattering conundrum is with a grand gesture or an uplifting speech in front of many, many people.
Listen, Jamie, I'm having trouble hearing you! Yeah, I didn't really think this through. I guess in the movies, the guy pours his heart out and they put the music in later.
What? You'd think you'd be embarrassed, and everyone watching would be confused. Instead, they're all happy their evening was hijacked for your own selfish reasons, and they fully support your love. And no one is mad because you say that one quotable romantic line.
I met my soulmate when I was 15 years old, and I've loved her every minute of every day since I first bought her that mint chocolate chip cone.
This is a perfect combination of words that will make everyone's heart melt, like a Nazi's face at the end of Indiana Jones. And everyone watching at home is like, I knew it, true love does exist.
I still love you, Jessica.
I'm gonna go talk to that guy or girl I fancy and say something cool like in the rom-coms, and it's gonna work and we're gonna fall in love.
Hi everyone, Julian here. If, like me, you find many of the romantic comedies we referenced unbearably sappy, and you're looking for something a bit more off the beaten track, then look no further than this video's sponsor, Mubi. They currently have a season celebrating some of their Sundance Film Festival favourites. This includes the film But I'm a Cheerleader, directed by Jamie Babbitt, which is a highly stylised comedy about a naive teenager who, suspected of being a lesbian, is sent to rehab camp by her parents and friends. The film graced the end of a decade, the 90s, which was otherwise ruled by heteronormative rom-coms. And if you're looking for a grittier film about an unconventional pairing, then there's Vincent Gallo's great idiosyncratic directorial debut, Buffalo 66, which is both hilarious at times, but also stark and bracingly honest. With Mubi, there's only ever 30 films to choose from at one time. Every day is a new film, and then every day they take one away. So, head over to Mubi.com/The Discarded Image for your 30-day extended free trial. I'm sure most of you noticed that I didn't voice this video. It was written and performed by the comic Ellen Waddell. I first reached out to Ellen because of a short I really liked that she wrote and directed called Stages, and then we collaborated on a short that hasn't been produced yet. There's a link to Stages in the description, and you can follow Ellen on Twitter. Again, I gotta mention Luís Azevedo, my very talented editor on this. He's on the old socials too, and loves a good follow. As always, if you want to support the channel, then you can head over to Patreon and donate. You can pledge as little as $1 a month, it all adds up, and I'll see you on the next one.